to use them? Do I need to use them? I'm not saying it's a bad idea to use comments. I'm saying it's a ridiculous idea that someone needs to use comments. Um, and that's it's not anything personal. That's just I say that a lot. Hold on. What is up with the stars right now? Are they? Oops, not. File new. Okay. Is it? Is it my imagination or? I mean, these are like the same image, right? So why is this one showing up like dimmer? And why is this one showing up brighter? Am I crazy? Oh! Oh, I just realized something. I just realized why we've been seeing gold triple stars like all over the freaking place. That took me surprisingly long to figure out. Okay. It's because I accidentally saved over the... I must have accidentally saved over the wrong... Yep, I saved over silver triple stars. With gold triple stars. By accident. Okay. That would explain that. So are they're the correct size? They look like they are smaller. It looks like I did scale them down. I guess I just forgot to change the... I think I did change the color and the contrast, but I guess I forgot to hit save after I did those changes. So yeah, just so like these are smaller. Okay, so I just have to do the color correction thing. Yeah, I was like, why does everyone have gold stars like all the time? Why does everyone have gold stars? Like it was like I couldn't figure out. Like things mostly seemed to be working, but then I was like, but I just never saw silver triple stars. Like it never clicked exactly why. Yeah, I was like, I have to make the silver threshold wider because like I never see silver stars, and I probably was seeing silver stars, but they just okay. So these are the silver stars. So yeah, just for comparison, let's open the other silver star set just to get the tone and the color, like get it looking right. So the first thing that we do is we drop the saturation to 0 to get it in grayscale, and the next thing that we do, this is the tricky part, is we up the brightness and the contrast a little bit. Or we drop the brightness and up the contrast. We drop the brightness slightly, and we up the contrast a bit. How's that look? That went a little too bright. So let's try that again. Brightness, contrast. Let's do a little less contrast, a little less brightness. How's that? It doesn't have to be literally perfect. This is close enough. All right, so save that. All right, so right now, silver stars are showing up as like a slightly dim gold color in game, but when we restart the script, it'll work correctly. So that's good. Yeah, I just like something felt slightly off about the energy system, and I was like, oh, GIMP. Yeah, GIMP is good, and GIMP is good. I use Paint.net for a lot of stuff just because I don't know. I don't know what. But GIMP is really good. Don't worry, Yuki. The Silver Stars are back to their old self in no time, and the Silver Star family will be reunited once more. Okay. So, yeah, so connecting the graphics messages, or like reading in the graphics messages to set up the data correctly, that shouldn't be too difficult. I just have to initialize a lot of stuff. Okay, so as I recall, this data all comes through the event status message that we already have set up. So let's go to the event status message. Event status, hey, look at that. Oh no, this is where we put the message in. Let's go to the place where we handle the message. So that'll be down here. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Further. here. Uh, so yeah, right now we just switch on this stuff. So if G event on equals 1, yeah. Okay, so this is all the same, except the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to say if the length of ng message is greater than what? If the length of ng message is greater than 4. What was the length of these messages previously? Sometimes they're very short. No, it used to be length of 4. Right, but then I added in 2 extra terms. So if the length of ng message is greater than 4, and ng message index 4 equals archery, then we do some different stuff. So we do right. This is when we initialize archery. This is like archery go time. Oh, wait a second. Actually, I can't recall. Okay, so I know the initial message when we like start an archery event. It comes through like this: event status equals 1, supertype equals archery, and setup data. Right. So we'll handle that. I was just thinking though, when I do the subsequent archery. Okay, so for the subsequent archery messages, we say that the event status equals 2. Oh, right. That's like a different type of message. Okay, so... Oh, and that's the... Okay. Okay, so those are the only... Yeah, those are the only 2 messages that we actually send through. Until later when we send through the outcome text. Okay. Sure. So let's go with that for now. Right. So the as I recall, the format of the data that comes through in this case is okay. So for okay, no, we have it's the so the data that comes through is the you know, I was about to just calculate like some of the positioning stuff here, but now that I think about it, I could always just calculate the positions and literally send through like the literal positions. Like I was going to do some of that just on this thread. But I typically keep that stuff off of this thread. So yeah, maybe I should put it back on the other thread instead. I was just kind of like kicking the can down the road a little bit. But no, let's well yeah, so for I in range 3, so we'll be able to say the data that we send through right now, we're just sending through like the offsets of for the bow position and for the bow position and for the winds. And I guess the winds are fine. Like all we have to send through are the winds. Like we don't have to do any additional processing there. But yeah, let's literally. So what are our archery? We have like the archery. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. You know what? I don't even have yet is so this is gonna be a new value. It's gonna be like the archery like. So yeah, so like archery bow. Archery, no, it'll be archery, aim, bow, pause, or something. Actually, we don't have to do for iron range 3. We can just say archery, aim, bow, pause, equals, what is it going to be? ng message, index 5, because it'll be the 5th data point, but it'll be the 0th index from that. And then we'll say, so archery aim wins equals ng message index 5 index 1. So those will be the 2 data points that we send through. Yeah. Hey, trash can, how's it going? So let's yeah, so let's change how this message comes across, because oh, you know what else I don't even have yet? Is I don't have temp art for the other wind conditions. So I should like make like quick temp art for the other wind conditions as well. Yeah. Okay. So let's oh, I should also change like how I index the winds, because the winds shouldn't be on a range from -2 to +2. They should be on a range from 0 to 5. Just because then I can use those index values like directly instead of having to like offset them. Okay, so yeah, so let's go back up to where we set the event status and stuff. Right, because right now we're just picking, yeah, we're just picking like random, and we will still do this. We will still say, we will still handle this as such, but then we'll say, oh yeah, setup data. No, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna change this. So the setup data is actually gonna be, well, the setup data is gonna change pretty enormously. So first we'll just say, wait, setup data? Oh, cur-ev.setup data. Yeah, right. Okay, so no, we're gonna say, like, it's like archery offsets equal, or like archery bow offsets equals that, and then archery aim offsets or archery wind offsets offsets equals that, and then so yeah, we'll actually say we'll do something different for the setup data. Oh yeah, so this is no longer setup data bobbity bling blong, it's archery bow position, it's archery bow offsets index I, and oops, should be consistent, offsets, and then archery wind offsets index I. Right, and so then the way what we actually do with that setup data though is we'll say, okay, so I want the no, this is pretty straightforward. Oh, wait. No, this part of the system I actually did want as like integers basically. It was the, yeah, there is part of this that I'll want to change, like how the data comes across, but no, actually for this part it is basically just integers, right? Yeah, alright, sorry, I jumped the gun there. So let me undo a little bit of that stuff. I didn't do too much. No, the place that I really want to do the processing is not for this case, because this case doesn't have intense processing. No, the case that actually will have like some processing though is yeah, let's go to so what'll it be? And there's definitely more stuff I have to set up on the graphics thread, because I have to initialize like all of the stuff with the stuff. Like I have to do the activate archery thing, basically. No, what's the sorry, I know I'm not being descriptive. I'll get to that in a moment, but what is the data message? It's the other place where I send through the event status, and it's in the place where we do the the archery offset percentages. It's not just the percentages. More than that, we want to calculate just the whole positioning, which is a little awkward because like it has to do with like graphic stuff, but it's graphic stuff that the data thread can know about. So, yeah. So for some of this for some of this archery stuff, actually, further down, for some of this archery stuff, for what of this archery stuff? Specifically for the archery hit, archery hit results. No, that's it's for the hit positions, yeah. So to calculate the hit positions, the way we'll want to calculate the hit positions, I mean, yeah, no, I'm just gonna add in some new values. It's just gonna be like, so like, huh, um, so the gist is, here, is the script in a state where I can actually run it? Because it's like, I'm like trying to think of like how this will work, but, wait, expected an indented block? Oh, elif. Oh, whoops, yeah, this is supposed to be outcome, equals 1. Oops, okay. Yeah, it'll help to have, visual representation. Okay, so for the, for this tableau, so for the final tableau, we see the targets across the screen, and the arrows just hit, right now they just hit random places and random numbers pop up. Those are the things that we're going to change. The data mesh that we're going to send through is, it will be, it will be, a position on the target calculated to correspond to like how players were hitting the target. So here on this tableau, right now the arrows just land random positions. So what we want to calculate is like where on this target to hit exactly, and then and that way we won't have to just like well, right now they're hitting off screen. We won't have to calculate that position on this thread. The reason that, like, there's any calculation involved at all is because of the trigonometry, because like the bullseye is round, right? And so there's going to be a range like within, like there's going to be a range that counts as the bullseye, and so it won't literally always hit like the exact center every time. It'll hit like within the bullseye, and that'll be indicative of the of like that hit, and then there'll be a wider range for like the intermediary value. Yeah. Okay. So let's yeah, how should we do this? I mean, one thing I might want to do is actually like have it like hit left or right depending on whether players like choked left or right. Which wouldn't be that hard to do, so why not? Alright, let's go back up to, what was it? It was like event, yeah, here it is. Event status, right, so when we're putting together this list, we won't oh yeah, it's the thing about the absolute value. So, okay, so weird. I guess we'll also keep track of like misses, equals, 0, 0, comma, 0, 0. We'll just keep track of like in which direction the player misses, most of the time. So we won't so a direct hit is a direct hit. There's not gonna there's no There's nothing to keep track of there. But like right now we're only checking if the target was close. Instead we'll say if aim offset minus archery do now equals equals 1. So if equals 1, we'll say so this is a case where the POC equals 1, but we'll say this is the case where the aim offset was higher than the archery offset. The archery offset is like the target, like where we're trying to hit. But the aim offset was higher. That means we like to the right is higher. So that means we hit to the right, right? So we'll say misses index 0 index 0. Why are there two? Oh yeah, right, because it's near misses and broad misses. Okay, so this is a near miss. So we nearly hit the target, but we missed on the right side by 1. So we'll count this as a miss to the right. And it could be that we have an equal number of misses to the left or to the right, but whatever. So L if archery offset do now minus actually no, I'm just gonna make it, yeah, it's actually this, yeah, so this next one is gonna be virtually identical, except it'll be if it equals -1, and it'll be index 0 index 0, and then the other two cases will also be nearly identical to these, except it will say, so if aim offset is greater than 1, then we don't care about the POC because we already initialized that correctly, but we'll say misses index 1 index 1 plus equals 1, and down here we'll say if that value is less than -1, then we'll say misses index 1 index 0 plus equals 1. Okay. So cool. Now we can say when we're so when we go to when we go to send this data, we're not just going to send the percentage. To send for one thing, we should I was gonna say we should mix these up a little bit. Huh. Yeah, no, we can mix these up a little bit. Just so that, because otherwise it would always go like perfect, not very perfect, like even less perfect. But like I want there to be like a little bit of suspense to it, I guess. So I'll just have it go in a random order, I guess. Or is there like a correct order to go in? No, I'll just go in a random order, I guess. Just for variety. And the graphics thread doesn't have to know which order is which. All it has to know is the position and the percentage. Right. Right now we're just sending over the percentages, and the order would have been presumed, or it would have been handled on the graphics thread. But again, I don't want to do any unnecessary... Anything that doesn't have to happen on the graphics thread, we're not going to do on the graphics thread. So, right. So here's where a little bit of trigonometry comes into effect. Because we know which direction to offset, we know which, like, whether to hit onto the left or to the right of the target, but we don't know roughly where. We haven't chosen an exact location, so this is where we have to put in like the variables for like ranges and stuff like that as well. So like so let's say I don't have to be running this version of the script anymore. So let's go to our like magical. No, I was gonna put like the variables in like a weird place, but no, I can just put them in a normal place. So I think we do have some archery. We did put some like archery values on this thread, yeah. So archery offsets. So we'll have like archery bullseye radius equals I don't know what it equals. We'll have to figure that out. And then we'll have archery nice radius equals, again, I have no clue what that actually is. We'll have to figure that out. And that'll actually be dictated by the art, because like I can basically set these however I want, but I'll have to make sure that the art lines up so that when we're hitting the bullseye, we're actually hitting the bullseye, or at least it looks like we're hitting it right. So right. So then archery outside radius, outside spelled correctly, radius equals, again, don't know. We'll figure that out. So then the other things that we need are the maximum and the maximum the maximum top and the maximum bottom, and the position. Yeah. So we need archery bullseye height. Like, where's the exact center? Or I'll call it archery center height. Center height equals, again, no clue. Archery max height, and again, no clue. And then archery min height. And I think those are the only things that we need to know. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to know how accurate was this grade. Like, this was either a bullseye, this was either in the nice range, or it was in the outside range. And then we're going to pick like a random position, but then we have to check, like we're going to pick like a random lateral position, and then we're going to pick a random horizontal position based on, making sure that we hit in the correct ring. That's where the trig comes in, and making sure we're not like off the top of the screen or off the bottom of the screen. Yeah. And these are going to change too. So, I mean, the radii might not change, but the heights are probably going to change. And that's the heights, like, they'll be easy to tune and tweak, because the heights are just like straight up pixels. So so to get like a hint as to what the radii are going to be, let's look at the assets. Like, this is not final art, but like it's somewhat representative in that it like. No, this isn't fully representative, because maybe I should like do another pass on like some of the art, because like originally when I drew this art, I was thinking that everything was going to be a lot taller, but ultimately it turned out to be, here, I'm gonna just plug in temporary values here so that I can run the script, and we can look at, let's initialize the SM tableau. If I initialize this to 2, then we won't have to wait to get to the tableau in question. Right, so in just a second it'll change over to the targets tableau. Originally this was going to be a lot taller. This art was actually going to extend all the way to the top of this frame here, but then I realized that's too high, and I actually wanted it to be lower down. So these targets looked okay when like the screen was taller, but now that the screen is shorter, I think I'm going to want to do a couple things. I'll want to bring the targets down for one thing. Yeah, so for one thing, I want to make I want to just make the art squatter like I literally just want the height to be, I think I changed the height to 190. No, I changed it, what was it? Hold on. Cancel file, open art border. I think the full height of the art is 190, but I think the inside height is like 180. Yeah, the full height is 190, but the inside height is actually 180. Okay, so I want to so image canvas size. Let's just clamping to the interior. Let's just shorten this to 180. Right. So this is roughly what it's going to be like, except not exactly. Now that I think about it, because I actually want it. Actually want it to move down a little bit. Down? Yeah, down a little bit. I should keep track of how far I'm shifting it. So like, let's try it like 10 pixels down. Let's see how that looks. So now if we do canvas size height of 180, I might want to keep going a little lower than that. So the thing is, actually no, I don't want to go lower. Actually, maybe I should have kept it centered. Right, because the arrows extend slightly downward. So no, actually, yeah, I'm gonna put it back to centered. So one of the things that I want to change is that I want to change where the text is positioned. So because what I realized is that like the numbers, like the percentage numbers, are on the bottom right now, but the scrolling text of the event goes on the bottom of the screen. So I want to save the bottom of the screen for that instead. Oh yeah. Oh, now that I think about it, uh, I'm not super enthusiastic about that because it just occurred to me is the Tableau, not this one, the one that actually comes right before it. If I go to Tableau, I reset this to 0. The Tableau where it's the archer, like in the scene. I mean, I guess it's not really going to matter, but like in this Tableau, like the archer's legs are going to get covered up by the text, which I guess is fine. It's just a little less exciting that happens. I might want to change that Tableau. I like that it has a very different composition to the rest of them. I like that it gives me an opportunity to put different art inside the same context that we're used to seeing most of the game occur. Excuse me. It's Friday. I'm tired. All right, so yeah. For now, I mean, I don't have to worry about that stuff. So yeah. So realistically, this will be about centered, and the canvas size will get dropped down to 180. Do I want it to be this wide? Like, I might not even need the tableaus to be as wide anymore. Oh, I do like the wide shot. Actually, no, they don't seem that wide. They seem actually pretty narrow, relatively. Yeah, and then for this shot, I do like the wideness, because not only does it pan, but it also, I also want the targets and the archers to look like they're fairly far apart from each other, so. I mean, the other thing I could do is I could just, like, put a break. I could, like, have it so that, like, I could have it so that this is, like, two, I could split that, I could split that composition in half, actually. So it could be like, oh no, that wouldn't work, because like things would scroll from one side of the composition to the other. Like I was thinking I could put like I could just put a divider like down the center to make it look like the archers are over on one side and the targets are on the other side. But like everything in the background would be scrolling from one side. Like you would see it leave the one frame and enter the other. So it would kind of break the illusion. I could just do different things with that tableau in general. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Again, it's not gonna prevent me from what I'm doing now. I'm just being like relatively cautious about some of this stuff because it'll be easier to change. Like the further I go in implementing some of this stuff, the trickier it becomes to like go back and change things that I've done previously. So I'm trying to get as much. I guess the trick is like don't get hung up on the details, but like do try and get as many things right as like do try and get things right. Like if you can get things like relatively right up front, then that can save you some amount of headache down the line. So all right, copy this file. New. Okay, paste, save. Wait, that's the other thing. I should shorten the border too. Like I should just I mean, I'll have to like redo the positioning because it'll all like jump to the top of the screen instead. No, yeah. I mean, I'm fairly certain. Well, am I certain about this height? Sorry, I'm just gonna put the fake graphics on the bottom of the screen just so I can see the composition down there because it helps to see it there. Because I might want to bring it down just slightly more. Like it might still be slightly too tall. I think that positioning is pretty good though, and I can actually slide it around. Like I can actually, like the reason it's a little off center in that direction because it used to like cover up like my face when it was much taller, like, and it was like pushed over more. It was like, it'd be like No, and but like even if like I was standing like in front of it, or like if even if it was right in front of where I was standing, um, that's okay. I might want to bring it down slightly more, but I do like having a fair amount of vertical height. Like I don't want it to get too narrow. Like this is supposed to seem a little bit taller than the usual graphics. It's supposed to seem a little bit more like you know, like here's like a cutout, here's like a I don't know, here's like a frame of something else sort of situation. All right, I'll stop that. We can. I didn't actually stop the game from running. I just I covered it up, but now yeah, there it comes. Okay. So there you go. Uh, let's do what? Yes, let's update these images. So yeah, height. So clamp this to the bottom and set the height to 190. Yeah. I might change this a little bit. Like if I make the border a little thicker, I'll make it thicker like upwards probably rather than making it thicker downwards. But other than that, that should be fine. Okay. I don't know why I mash Control S like compulsively. I don't trust my software, and so I mash S compulsively because I think if I don't mash S compulsively, it will ruin everything. Oh, the targets. Oh, this frame. Yeah, actually, wait. Yeah, I forgot. This is actually supposed to have the excuse me, the grid lines on the same sheet. So there are these little dots in the center that I was just using to like line up. I don't want those, but I do want. I mean, again, this art isn't finished, so maybe I do want those center dots actually, just for yeah. Actually, the center dots would make it easier to measure. So let's bring them back. Because it's temp art, right? Or maybe there just are little black dots in the center of these targets. I don't know. Whatever. So copy this. Paste here. There we go. Save this as archery hits. Targets. Yes, replace. Okay. And the other art can stay the same for now. So if I want to rerun the script again, I'll need to save this, yeah. I'll need to change the border, the position of the border. So mode border, place where we blit this, it's not going to be at 0 anymore, it's going to be 320, it's going to be 320 minus 190. So, excuse me, 110. No, excuse me. Excuse me. No, 130. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just making sure. Yeah. Okay, that's the correct positioning. Although I changed the. Oh yeah, I should make a variable for that now. So the 130 thing. This should be like a. It should be like TV start height or something. Yeah. Because I'll be using this a lot actually. So let's put this with the other variables for the system. TV start, TV end, TV start height equals 130, and yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm also gonna have TB start inner, start height inner. So it's gonna be TB start height. Oops, not plus. It's gonna equal TB start height plus 5, because the pixel border is 5 pixels wide. So right, TB start height And then yeah, I'll worry about fixing up the rest of that stuff later. I will fix up just the targets though. So like archery, hit. Oh, I use HT for hit. My abbreviations are really. What would it be? So hit targets. No, hit yeah, targets. I blit this at a height of 70. Oh yeah, so now this is supposed to be TV start height inner. Yeah. Okay. So I think I can. I just wanted to make sure I'm still like set for testing. Like I can still. Wait, what? I can still like iterate on the visuals to see that the system is working. Alright, so let me just check. So it should switch in just a moment to the. Okay, yeah. So they're positioned again, once again, in the center of the screen. So let's. Okay, now let's look at what these numbers are. Oh frick! They're actually different for the middle frame. Because the width that I used just isn't evenly divisible by 3. And so so the inner frame is slightly wider than the others. Hey, Hashinxi, how's it going? Welcome. So let's oh yeah, let's I don't know why I closed it. So let's look at this and yeah, so that's awkward. I might need to change that or something because right now the I mean it's off by 1 pixel, right? Like the distance between the edge of the difference between the edge of the screen and the center of this target is 90 pixels. And the distance between the center of this, well, yeah, I guess if it's off by 1 pixel, I don't care. I just don't care. This one is 90 pixels. Okay. Yeah. So it's just gonna be, like off by like 1 pixel, kind of, almost, maybe. No. So that's fine, and I'm not gonna care about that. Okay, so let's just I'll measure it by this though. Alright, so 90 pixels is to the center. So yeah, so let's go up to our like radius or whatever. Our radius values. So right, so the oh, center height. Yeah. Okay, so archery so we'll have archery, not just archery center, but archery archery center. Actually, the center, like the lateral center, that I might do on the graphics thread. Like the lateral center. Hey, Watson! How's it going? Welcome! Hey, welcome everyone! Are you supposed to say welcome to a raid? I don't know what the proper, like, getting raided etiquette is. But hey. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We're doing archery. We're making, whoops, I hit debug. I didn't mean to debug. That's the new follower, nice. Fresh99, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for following. No, we're making, so we're setting up, if you, for those of you who haven't seen it before, we were just looking at, like, so we have this, so SideQuest, if you're familiar, it's the game on the bottom of the screen. What we're setting up now is, like an archery, like, mini game, kind of. So, like, what we see here is, like, arrows are, like, hitting targets, or sometimes they're not. Like, sometimes the arrows don't show up because they're, like, off screen. It's all temp art. But, right now, these targets that are here, we're actually setting it up so that the arrows don't hit off screen. They actually, like, hit on the target. So, to do that, we are going to... Wait, what was archery center? Oh, yeah. Alright, well, it was crashing because archery center is supposed to equal... Oh yeah, this was the thing I was actually saying. I'll probably do it on the graphics panel instead, because it's not directly related to like calculation. It's like a light bit of addition that I'll have to add, but I that's fine. Okay, so yeah, so let's do the rest of those values though. So the center height. Yeah, how do I want to consider? How do I want to handle the center height? I guess I'll consider this the center height as like the height within this image. So the center height here. Yeah. Actually, center height. Maybe, you know what? No, caring about the center. Maybe I'll care about the center on the graphics thread. I'll just care about the rest of the math here. I mean, no, there's no point in not doing it here. I can just do it here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So I have the center and the center height. So as we saw, the center is located at pixel 90. And what is the center height? The center height is, so to select exactly the center pixel, up to the top is exactly 91 pixels. Is that how I measured it, from the center pixel, or is it to the center pixel? Yeah, from the center pixel. Okay, so the center height is 91. So now let's check what the radii are. Like what's the radius of this of these various like ranges. So like to hit a bullseye, I'll probably want to go with like the minimum radius, because we'll want. Oh yeah, and also accounting for the thickness of the arrow. So like we'll like it won't like this like the bullseye as drawn here is a little bit bigger than like this radius that I have selected right now, but there are other factors to consider, like the thickness of the arrow. We want to make sure that like this is very clearly a bullseye hit. So I might actually want to even like go even narrower. Like we might like the bullseye shots might like fall just like within like this wide of a radius. So this is only 8 pixels wide. So we'll say the bullseye radius is just 8 pixels wide. The nice radius is any hit that like is like good but not like phenomenal. So I'll probably call that like anything out to like here. Likewise, we won't go all the way to like the red border. Actually, like we won't go all the way to the outside. Maybe it'll be like anything in this range will be considered nice. Anything, well, oh, actually, I guess we want a nice. Yeah, you know what? Just to be clear, I think we're actually gonna have a nice inner radius and a nice outer radius. So I should so I'll call this the far radius. So we'll have nice radius and we'll have nice inner radius. So archery, nice nice radius, inner equals something, and then we'll have that for the far radius inner. Far radius inner sounds a little weird, but whatever. Okay, so nice radius. That was the one we just measured. Nice radius looks like it's about 50 pixels, really? Sure. 50 pixels? Okay. So it's about 50 pixels. And then, but then the thing is we don't necessarily want like a bunch of those inner pixels, because we want like them to start at least like we don't actually want to hit any like closer to this, because we do want it to be clear that this is not like a bullseye. We're not literally hitting the bullseye here. We're getting close, but we're not, like it's a respectable shot, but it's not a money shot. Oh, sorry. What do I do for a living? You're looking at it. I don't know. That's an awkward question right now. Like, what am I doing with my life is this. What am I doing for a living? Technically, what I'm doing for a living right now is having money, I guess. Like, I worked at a game development studio, like a big AAA game development studio, for the past like 6 years. Not the past 6 years, but for 6 years prior to doing this. And I'm supporting myself with all that money that they gave me. Thank you, Yuki. I was worried that someone might not notice that accidental thing that I said. Alright, so what is this inner radius? 26, I guess. So when we hit a nice shot, we'll make sure it's within 26 to 50. So yeah, so when we hit a bullseye, it'll be within 0 to 8 pixels. When we hit a nice shot, it will be. Oh wait, no. Oh, oops, no. This is sorry, this one is here. Yeah, so when we hit a nice shot, we'll make sure it's between 26 and 50 pixels, and then so then there'll be the far radius as well. So the far radius is to the very far outside. So so it'll be like to here. So part of the reason that I'm not going right to the edge is that I don't think these targets are perfectly round. Like there might be some places that it's like a little wobbly that it actually. So I don't want to make it look like the arrow like hits into like the air next to the target. um, uh, Thank you, Fresh. um, oh yeah. So what is this? What is this measurement? So like 100. Wow. That's very round. I got 50 and 100. I was just like, I don't know, this arbitrary width, and it's like, oh, exactly 50. Oh, exactly 100. Sure. And okay, let's do an inner radius for the far shot. So an inner radius for the far shot will be about to here. This is gonna be like exactly 75 or something. Oh, 73. I'm tempted to make it 75. I'm gonna make it 75. Just guys. No, I should do 76, right? Because the other one was 26. No, I'll do 75. Maybe we should put the other one to 25 for no particular reason. 75. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Let's, how am I gonna do this, I guess? So maybe, yeah, actually, maybe I'll pick the height randomly. First I'll pick, yeah. So yeah. So for the bullseye, I'll randomly pick a direction. Because bullseyes are bullseyes, and like there'll be a little variance within the bullseye, but like it doesn't really matter which direction it goes in. So I'll pick, so for each of these, positions, I'll just pick a random height value. Because for all of these, well, I'll have to pick a random height value within like the range, because like when I pick a random bullseye height, it has to be like plus or minus 8, right? Because higher or lower than plus or minus 8 wouldn't be a bullseye anymore. But I'll pick randomly within that range. And when we don't hit like the extrema, which will be most of the time, then we'll also like use a little trig to figure out like what lateral offsets. And for the bullseye, like there's no data to indicate like which way it should go. So we'll just pick one at random, like left or right, it doesn't really matter. But then we're getting the left or right data for the others, so we can use that left and right data and pick the height based on, yeah, so like, you know, for example, we'll randomly pick like randomly pick plus or minus 8, and then like let's say we get like 4 or something, then we'll like, you know, we'll use our trigonometry. Actually, no, you know what? Yeah, no, we can right, there's not an exact number. It's not like the radius is always supposed to be 8. So actually we can pick randomly as, no, okay. Excuse me. That's what we'll do. Is we'll pick both values at random within the range, and then if it exceeds the radius, then we'll just like pull it in a little bit. Or like we'll always pull it in based on, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay. So, but we have all our numbers, right? Oh, archery max height and min height. Yeah. Okay, so we don't want the arrows. I mean, this one's kind of arbitrary, but like, we don't want the arrows to hit like at the very bottom of the screen, because like the arrows like as we were looking at them before, the arrows like extend downward from the target. So like if the arrows hit like really low on the screen, then it'd get covered up by other things. So like we don't want them to hit like lower than like probably like not, wow, we might want them to actually only like hit on the top half of the screen, right? Because like this looks like everything in this range looks a lot better than things in this range. Because like if you look at like the animation is actually in the wrong order because I drew it the other way and then flipped it. But yeah, the arrows like stick. Should I flip it again? yeah, I feel like I should flip this again for no particular reason. So layer, flip horizontal. Um, I don't know. It makes more sense for the arrows to come in this direction, especially because the text is going to be in this upper corner now. So, right. So right. I think like I won't have the yeah, the arrows like the minimum height is actually going to be like 91, which is like the center height as well. Uh, so that simplifies the variability on like the vertical scale. Uh, yes, we'll use some trigonomancy, which is not a word I just made up. It is a word from another game actually, a game called No Pineapple Left Behind, which is about a school system, and there's magic, and one of the spells that you can use is trigonomancy. Um, okay, so let's sorry. Um, it's a really funny concept for a game, No Pineapple Left Behind, and I can't think about it without laughing. Apparently. Okay, so the lower height is 91. The upper height we don't want it to like we don't want it to like get overlapped by the percentage text. So we're gonna actually have it come like probably not higher than like this or so. So what's like the vertical height of this? I mean, I guess it'll actually. Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah. Oh, for the center height, actually, I'm gonna bump it up by like a few pixels now that I think about it, because the width of the arrow graphic. I don't know. I'll leave it at 91 for now. But okay, so right. So to get the upper height, now we'll want to go with like the distance between like this and the top of the screen. So the maximum height is going to be like 38, I guess. Okay. 38. I should probably. It's kind of weird that the max is 38 and the minimum is 91. But that's how the coordinate system works, so whatever. I'll just deal with that for now. Alright, archery offsets, huh? Oh, archery offsets are going to be data pairs now. Right, so it's going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0. Yeah. Right, so let's so now, yeah, instead of just sending these on through, we'll do what? Oh, wait a second. Nope, that was a different thing. That was not the same thing. Different thing. Right. No, what we're working on are not the archery offsets. We're working on the archery target positions or hit positions or something like that. So let's go back down to, yeah, where is it? This was on the, oh yeah, this was on the archery data process majigger. Right, so we have, right, so we know what we've calculated now what the misses should be. Like we know now the direction of the misses, or like we have all the information we need to calculate the direction of the misses. So yeah, so how do we do this? Okay, you know what is weird about how I've set this stuff up is that the no, I guess this is fine. Yeah, no. When we randomly pick these numbers, we'll pick these numbers based on the max height. Okay. I'm gonna set this up in a straightforward but not perfect way at first, and then and then once I have it like down on paper or on digital paper, I can like tweak it a little bit to see, uh, what might be a little more efficient. But like I don't, the efficiency is not like a huge concern here, because it's like small math operations that we're talking about. But okay, so basically, yeah. So we have to put together now is the AO percentages. Actually, that's not what we're sending through anymore. We are still calculating the AO percentages, and we are sending that through. But we're sending through the percentages and then also the positions as well. So it's actually going to be we'll say like what we send through is like I mean I can send these through separately, but no, I'll just send them through as like AO like round results or something. So okay, and we'll also randomize the order. Just cuz. Uh, so let's let's we'll do what? Excuse me. We have the percentages, we have the misses. We have to calculate like the like AO hit position or something like that. And so this will be a list of actually, let's just jump right to the round results now that I think about it. Let's just declare the round results. Oh. Maybe instead of literally a random order, maybe we'll sort the order based on the frequency. So like if 60% of players hit one thing and then like 20% of players hit the next thing, and then well I guess it would be 20% of players on the next thing as well. But maybe we'll do it like by like amount, right? I was just thinking of it because we could do that. We could do like AO like we could put the percentage as the first term inside the data sets of, or like the data pairs of AO round results, and then we could just sort by that value, or like sort reverse by that value. So AO round results is going to equal 0, 0, or 0, comma 0, comma 0, 0, comma 0, comma 0. Those are supposed to be in square braces, and then if you guessed 0, comma 0, comma 0, you guessed correctly. And then, right, so instead of saying AO percentages dot append, we'll just say AO percentages, or AO round results, index, yeah, AO round results index I will be equal to this value. Yes. Yes. Okay. And then yeah, so sorry. And then we'll say what else? We know the results. We can now I guess we'll have to do this like individually. Is there a way to just do this like generically for like all of the for all of those boundaries? Like we could just set up the boundaries in like a data set so that we can like just literally just iterate and do the same, because it is like mostly the same math. Yeah, sure. So let's go back to the place where we're keeping track of these radii, and just set it up differently. It'll be archery radii, and then it'll just be equal to 0, 8. Oops, this is gonna be data pairs again. Always data pairs. Actually, these ones can be tuples because these ones don't change. I always say that, and then I like come up with a reason that I need to change them for some reason. But whatever. We'll give it a shot. So then this one is 26. I'm going to change it to 25 for no particular reason. 2550. And then 75, 100. Okay. So those are these values here. And then, right, so now center height, max height, min height. Yeah, that's all fine. Alright, so let's go back to where we were, which was archery data process. Data process down here, or no, oops, up here. And then, actually no, I guess we were down here basically. So we can just say AO round. Oh, did I say round? It's supposed to be round, not round. AO round. Oh, the creepy thing about Python is that, like, oh no, it would have given me an index error, but only because I was like indexing this list. If this had not been a list, if this has just been a variable, like typos, it's just like, yeah, sure, typo, or like, no, that's just a new variable now. Whatever. Whatever. Alright, so AO round results. Round results. Oh, plural. Plus it's supposed to be plural. Cripes. Index I. Oh, this was supposed to be index I, index 0. Yeah. And then so index I, index index 1 equals random dot rand int in the range from archery radii, archery spelled correctly, radii, index I, index 0, 0. We're only going to take it randomly on like one quadrant, because for one thing, we know the bottom quadrant never actually gets used. Arrows never hit the bottom of the target for whatever reason. And also, arrows never hit the bottom of the target, and for most of these cases, we know which side of the target it's hitting on, and for the other case, we'll just pick randomly. So, yeah. AO round results, and then, it's gonna be the inner radii. This is for the lateral, like the x value. So it's not going to be bounded by the upper or the minimum or maximum or anything. So it's just going to be radii index I, index 0, and then archery radii index I, index 1. Yeah. And then so the 2 value is going to be a little bit different, because it's going to be the inner radius is going to be, wait, the minimum of these values is actually going to be the, wait a second. The minimum, the lower possible value, the lower, wait. Okay, so one of the values is going to be the radii, yeah, the inner and the outer radii. Except the inner radii in this case is going to be the inner radii. No, it's like backwards, right? Because like this coordinate is like inverted. I hate this. This is like one of the things I resent about 2D coordinates, is that they index from the upper corner instead of from the bottom corner. Like, so we're in this weird like negative. Like anyone who studies like geometry or like algebra like you probably think of like when you think of like a coordinate system, you probably think of like this coordinate up here, because this is like the positive x positive y coordinate, like this one, like this is like the good one, this is like where stuff makes sense. But for some reason 2D art takes place all in this coordinate system where like 0 is in like the upper corner instead of in the bottom corner. And so like stupid like simple algebra, like it's just suddenly like weird and different for no particular reason. um um So right, so this is going to be the lower of the two numbers that we're going to send into random rand int, but it's actually going to be representative of the maximum number more so than the minimum number. But the maximum number is going to be the center minus, so like archery center height minus the second term. Whereas the upper value in this randomization is going to be the center height plus or minus the first value of the inner radius. But this value here is also going to be not necessarily just this value, because it's actually going to be this is the lower possible value, so it's going to be the maximum between that value and the archery max height. No. Archery max height, is that what we called it? Yeah. Archery max height. Or is it min height? No, it's min height. No, it's min height. Archery min height. That's not confusing. That's not confusing at all. Why wouldn't we make things like this? That's not confusing. That's like, that's great. That's top notch. Not at all stupid or confusing. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, just whoever decided like 2D coordinates should be in like that weird negative quadrant was a jerk, and he just ruined it for everyone. Uh, all right, so this one is going to be the minimum between archery max height and archery max height and that other thing that we calculated. Because sure, why not? Okay, now we now for the trig. It's not really trig actually. It's just a little bit of algebra, I guess technically. Is it? I don't know. It's like math to make things correct. So we're just gonna say scale. So or we'll say like AO pause scale equals pow this value raised to the power of 2 plus pow this value raised to the power of 2, and then this sum raised to the power of 0.5, which some of you might recognize as the quadratic equation. 0.5, and then but this I'm using integers here. Is that going to be screwy? Is it going to round it weird ways if I send integers into pow? I think pow, if you send integers into pow, it returns with integers as well. But I guess I don't really have to worry about that, because all I'm really going to do with this is I'm going to say oh yeah, right, so Um, yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, what am I going to do here? I was going to do something like fancy and like cool, but no, you know what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to pre-calculate, yeah, archery radii. Let's go back up to archery radii, because, oh, there it is. Remember that time I was like, oh, it's going to be a tuple of tuples? No. I always come up with a reason that I want to edit it at some point, and so it's not tuples anymore. I mean, I guess I could keep it these things as tuples, but like, I resent tuples. Tuples are just annoying lists. Lists that you can't edit very easily. Um, so, I'm just gonna say, so I'm gonna add new values to archery radii. So for I in range 3, I'm gonna say archery radii dot append, or archery radii index I dot append. Hey, JV the Wanderer, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, so we're gonna append on. Basically, we're gonna pre-calculate like what. Oh, wait a second. I'm an idiot person. No, I was about to pre-calculate the exact numbers that we already have here. Why am I this smart? Like, how did I get this smart, you guys? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm entirely capable. Other times, like, I don't know. I do like math to return a value that I already knew from the outset. But oh no, I don't know what I was gonna do. Yeah, wait. I mean, I'm doing something different here. No, am I? Am I even? Like, what is it that I'm actually gonna do here? And like, do I really care about that thing? No, I really don't. I'm just gonna. So what are we gonna do if like if we hit the outside range? If we hit the outside range. Well, okay, so I guess like the math that like I don't know how I'm gonna set it up exactly, but like hypothetically with the values that I'm picking, like we could accidentally hit like up here, for example, and if we hit here, we have to bring it in so that it like fits like inside this range, and like I mean I could just bring it like to the extent, but I don't want to do that. I was thinking like I would like I don't know, maybe I should like do smarter math. Maybe I'm like trying to make the math too simple, and instead I'm like, not a, yeah. I could. Ugh. I'll just pick randomly, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'll just pick randomly. Yeah. Random is fine. Like, there's enough randomness going into the system anyways. So, good then. Sure. Oh, so yeah, so... Actually, wait, no, if I'm going to pick randomly in that regard, then I might as well just do this. Nah, this is fine. I don't care. I don't care. Alright, where were we? With the radiuses and stuff? So the scale... Yeah, I don't know. Sure. And then, actually, we only need to do this if, oh, well, okay. No, alright, so then, whatever. Like I said, this is not the smartest way I can accomplish this math, but this is the way I'm going to set it up for now, and then I can optimize it later. So we're going to say, so right, the only time that we actually have to adjust anything here is if the pause scale is, greater than, the upper radii. So if the pause scale is greater than archery radii index 1, then we're just gonna say for I in so we're just gonna say like random scale equals random dot rand int. This is like a clumsy way to do this, but like I said, I also just like it'll also work fine, and like it's not like I really have to worry. There are places of like script that you should. There are like places like to engineer like well. There are things you want to optimize, and there are some things that you can get away with not really caring that hard about. So rscale equals random.randint, right, and then this can only ever reduce it. This can't ever increase the distance. So this can never accidentally send us to an inappropriate location on the screen, because this can only retract, and it's not retracting us lower than the minimum radius. So yeah, I think this is good. Excuse me. Okay. So with yeah, sorry. So rscale is that random thing, and then so for I in range 2, we're just gonna say AO round results. Round results. Oh, technically it'll be for range 1 to 3. Nah. Alright, whatever. AO round results. Sorry. AO round results. Index I. Index. Oh wait, I can't use I because I'm already using I. So like RI. Index RI equals, or times equals R scale divided by AO pos scale. Now, if these are integers, though, am I doing that in the right order? It'll probably calculate this first and then apply it here. Let me test this real quick. Yeah, I'll just use this. This one doesn't like spam anything, does it? Yeah, I don't care. I just need a script. So like, I don't know. So if like int n equals like 50, and then if I say like print, or like if I say int n, if I say print int, I think I want to say int n divided by equals like, what would it be? 50. Wait, divided by equals. Oh no, same difference. So I think I just have to run it as like two separate operations. If I say int n divided by, or times equals like what would it be, like 45 divided by 50 was, if I print int n, oops, if I print int n, what is that gonna be equal? What? Go away. 0. Why 0? 50? Seriously? Yeah, that's creepy. I mean, yeah, so what if instead I just said 50 times 45 divided by 50? Right, that should pretty clearly come out to 45, which it does. And yet if I just do that in like a different order, integer multiplication and division is really annoying like that. So I guess I have to say, Oh, okay. No, I'll just say the float equivalent of r scale divided by, right? Because if I tell it that one of them's a float, then it'll do the math not stupid. Right? Oh, but now it thinks it's supposed to be a float. Oh, sure, why wouldn't it? Wait, why is it coming out to 0.9? Oh, because I said equals. I meant to say times equals. Do do do. 45, but it is still coming out as a float. What a weirdo. By a weirdo, I mean like... Oh no, that's just... What a jerk. What a complete jerk. Alright, fine. So I won't say times equals at all. I'll just say... integers. Integers, man. I'm telling you. Okay. There we go. We'll just do the multiplication first, because integers can be trusted as long as you do the multiplication first. And then we'll do the division, and that should work too, right? Yeah, that was the first thing that we tested, and it worked. Okay. Good then. So that's all it's at. Oh yeah, so the other thing that we want to do is we want to say AO round results index 0 index what? Index 2. No, the lateral position, index 1. Times equals negative 1. If misses index 1 is greater than misses index 1 index 0. So this misses is when we were calculating, like, did people hit to the left of the target or to the right of the target? And oh wait, so if people missed more to if people missed more to the, so 0 is to the left of the target. So if people missed to the left of the target more than to the right of the target, then we want to use the negative number for round results. Yeah. And then right, so then wait, because index 0 is oh, whoa, I have my radii backwards. Because index 0 was the poor aim, not the good aim. Right, so I'm just gonna, instead of changing like all of this or doing anything confusing, I'm just gonna invert the radii. So I'll put this here, put the 75 to 100 at the end, or at the beginning. Yes, that is an important distinction. Okay, and then right, because AO results index 0 is the like the not nice, not perfect case. If so else, no, not else. So if misses index 0 index 1 is less than misses index 0 index 1, or index 0 index 0, then that's the case where AO round results index 1. I know it's weird that I did it in like the opposite direction, but whatever. That is the direction I did it in, right? Misses index 0, yeah, whatever. Misses index 0. So this is the case where index 1 should get times equaled a by negative 1. And then we don't have any data for the bullseyes because the bullseyes are bullseyes. And oh, how did I end up coding this in Python? I started working in Python for this project because it made the IRC data collection like so simple. Like to get the IRC data, all you have to do is like import socket, declare a new socket, throw through the credentials that Twitch gives you, and then you get the data, and you can just work with the data. So I was like originally like I only had a week for this project, and that was a real time saver. And that's how I ended up in Python, or in Python. Uh, sorry, I wasn't paying close attention to chat. Oh wow, you asked that question a long time ago. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention to chat. I'm sorry. Okay. So in the last case, because we don't have any data for bullseyes, because bullseyes are all direct hits anyways, so we'll just say if random dot rand int index from 0 to 1, if it equals 1, so we're going to flip a coin, and if we flip a coin and we win the flip, then we'll say AO round results index 2 index 1 times equals -1. Okay, so now we'll have a nice like random spread, and we should always hit like within our target radii. We'll want to test this a lot, but should work. Oh yeah, so to test this for starters, we'll probably want to. Oh no, this will be fun. Yeah, we can test it like this. Cool. And then, oh, are we gonna get div 0 errors? Oh, we're gonna get div 0 errors, aren't we? Like for the percentages. Because it just occurred to me, like when I run this, like when I test this, AO total is going to be empty. It's gonna be 0. So, I guess AO total, plus equals archery outcomes. I guess like, just to sidestep div 0 errors, I'll just say AO total AO equals the minimum of AO total, or no, sorry, the maximum between AO total and 1, I guess. Okay. And I guess technically, like, if no one participated in an archery event, then like that would also be a case where we'll just put up 0%. I mean, like, actually, at some point we might want to make it so that we just don't even see the results screen if no one actually participates. But we can worry about that later. Yeah, that's not core. And it won't help us with testing either. So, right, so what was the last thing that we need to do? Oh yeah, okay, so then the last thing I'll do is I'll say sort, so AO list, or AO round results, dot sort. And I think I am going to sort it in regular order, not in reverse order, because now it'll go from the least resulty thing to the most resulty thing. So like whichever one is the most common will happen last. So it'll be more suspenseful. I guess. And I can change that. I can change my mind on that really easily. Excuse me. So save that, and then is that everything? Now we just send through the round results, and now we have the round results. And then on the other side, we can just like plug in the round results, and yeah, I think that's all we have to do here. All right, so yeah, let's go back to the place where we received this message, and we'll say where is it? Down here. So we'll say, right, so we have, okay, so we're still not finished with this case here, but then we'll also put in a case here. If the length of ng message, is message spelled correctly, is greater than 4, and ng message index 4 then this is when we can crack open our juicy ng message index 5, and we can say, so for I in range 3, we'll say, so yeah, so what are our variables here? It's like what is it? It's like, we'll want to, excuse me, the archery, so archery, HT thwap hit positions. That's one of the things that we need to update. So archery, HT hit position, and I don't remember what that value is, but what else do we, oh, percentage. Oh, this is when we like fabricate the percentage text plates. So, yeah, so what are those? Those are archery, HT, result, I believe. Result, so yeah, I guess I'll do this in order. So, archery HT result equals, blit text, right? That's what result is. It's the result of blit text. Yes. Okay. Blit text, it'll be ng message index 5 is the data thing, and then this will be this. Oh, so it'll be archery HT result index I equals blit text ng message index 5 index I index 0 plus, oh, this is a string. I mean, it's an integer, but we'll turn it into a string. Plus the percentage sign, comma, this will be the action font action, and then frame 4, or frame 3 is like our magic frame that like is invisible, which I might not want to use the magic invisible frame. I might just want to use a regular frame, but whatever. That's fine for now. And then so archery, no, the position, wait, archery HT result position? No, hit position. Wait, why am I changing result position? Like here? Am I changing this here? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It's not supposed to be there. Hit result position. No, hit position is supposed to be here. Hit result position is not supposed to change. Am I declaring this in an appropriate location though? Because if that's the only place I'm declaring it, then that would not be good. No, I am declaring them up here too. Am I declaring them to be the same thing? Because that's weird. Yeah, I'm declaring them to be like basically the same thing. Wait, am I? Index 0, index 0. Wait, no. Is the math up here stupid? Did I only... Archery HT frames. Index 0, index 1, minus 10. Oh no, I'm declaring it stupidly up here. Yeah, why am I declaring it like that up here? I guess, I don't know, I just left it the old way. So, that's funny. I fixed it, I just fixed it in like a really weird location. But whatever. I guess that was technically the location that was having the effect on like how it actually rendered, so sure. No, okay, so hit position, yeah. This is just a pair of ints. A very long and weird pair of ints. Okay. So yeah, so now hit position index I index 0 equals ng message index 5 index I index 1, and then duplicate that because archery hit position index I index 1 equals ng message index 5 index I index 2. Sure. And then And then I think we're good, I guess. Uh, really? Sure. Okay, so I need to stop initializing these things with bad numbers, because these are just like random numbers that I just pull out of the blue, which I don't want to do anymore. Uh, Oh, and I want to stop fabricating this with weird ways, with weird stuff, because this is not... We now have real data for this, I guess. Oh, but like the whole thing isn't like really happening yet. The whole thing's not really like happening at the appropriate times yet. So, yeah. All right. I haven't even really decided what I'm going to do with the timing here exactly. Well, let's like draw out a timeline real quick, just for clarity, mental clarity. So like Control A, select all, delete. Okay. So like on the timeline, the event starts, right? And so on the graphics and the data side, so the event starts. I mean, technically, what happens is the event starts on the data side, and then the data thread tells the graphics thread that the event starts, and so then it starts on the graphics side too. I'm gonna use a smaller brush for this. The data thread tells the graphics thread that it's time to start the event, and so then it starts on the graphics thread too. And then, so after some period of time, we close polling for the first round of archery, and then this is the message that we just sent over, because in this case, we now send this message over to the archery thread. The thing is, all we're really telling the archery thread is like the data that it needs in order to show that thing. Meanwhile, on the archery thread, for some period of time, we've been showing the tableau of the aiming, and then for some period of time we've been showing the tableau of like the slow panning scene, and then for some period of time we're showing the tableau of the archer's eyes. But what we have to hope or force or manage in some other manner is that the this data gets home. The data gets from the data thread to the graphics thread in time to show like this tableau of the like projectiles hitting their mark. Because like in order to show that tableau, we need that data. Like that data without this tableau without that data is not anything. It's just blank targets that just sit there. So yeah. I guess like I could just play with the numbers so that it's basically guaranteed that it gets there, and then I could just put in like a small fallback, like just in case. So like the tableau of like the panning face, I could just put in like I could just make it so that tableau stops animating at a certain point, like it pans across the face and then it just stops. And so like if so like worst case scenario, if it took a little while for that data to arrive, then we could just I mean, ultimately I think what I'll want just like more tableaus. Like instead of showing like the pan for like 20 seconds and then showing the face for 20 seconds, I think I'll want like the long view for like I'll probably want like more tableaus, and I'll want like more to cycle through. For now though, yeah, I'll probably just like prolong the phase. Like I don't actually expect that we'll ever get this delay. Like I think the data will always be there in a timely fashion. This is like a just in case sort of thing. Actually, no. It's nice to add in as much leeway as possible, just because of stream delay. Like the further I can push back the data calculation, the more time people have to accommodate stream delay. Because sometimes stream delay gets really bad for some people, and it like, it lasts like a distressing amount of time. So, there's like a distressing delay between all that stuff, all those wonderful things. So yeah, let's do what then? Let's I guess just like set up all those numbers so that they should work. Oh yeah, and so then the other question is like, okay, so the archery works in that there's like, so there's like, yeah, right. So the archery event is initiated, and then we go through those tableaus like however many times. But then so then the other thing is that they're the 3 rounds too, right? So after the first round we have another round, and then so and then after that round we have a third round. So yeah, so these data collection things, or these data processing events happen like roughly, deselect, like here and here as well, just in order to, you know, have the data ready in time for like all of these things. And then so I'll have to figure out like what this time is supposed to be, and then like what this time is supposed to be, because this is like a different time, right? This is like a longer time span than this one. So like let's say, okay, so if these ticks down here are, if these are 20 seconds long, right now they're 20 seconds long. Well, okay, so if these ticks are 20 seconds long, how does that make the entire thing? I think I don't want these to be 20 seconds long. And it might not even be that they're each like exactly 20 seconds long. It might be that there's like variability in how long each of these are. Because like for example, the first one, I'll want that one to last a little bit longer than like the two in the middle are like kind of like filler, right? They're there for aesthetic purposes, just so that the scene doesn't get completely boring. But yeah, so I guess like well, okay, so one metric to consider is that is like the typical duration of an event. No, I don't really have to care about the typical duration of an event. At one point I was like, oh, do I want like the event time to like for the archery event to be the same as like for the other events? But like I actually don't care about that at this point, so I'm not going to consider that. Yeah, I mean, I want some way to like I want to be able to tune these values so that it feels right. So I guess I want to tune these values for the graphics in such a way that the data will respect the windows, regardless of how I change the graphics. Okay, so I guess I'll go to our thread ambiguous variable center, which is up here. We have like, this is where we keep all of our variables that like for whatever reason like both threads know about. So we'll say archery TB durs, like tableau durations, equals so the first one, I want the first one to show up for like 25 seconds maybe. Yeah, and then the next one can show up for 15 seconds, and then the next one can show up for like 15 seconds, and then the next one can show up for like 20 seconds or something. How long is that altogether? Plus 15 is 40. Plus 45, plus 15 is 55. So that's like a minute and 15 seconds, which is about right. Yeah, I was hoping to hit about that range. All right, so we'll call that for now. And then okay, so then we'll want to say the right. So we need to the archery data delay equals well, it'll be different because the first one happens when we schedule the first one. It's supposed to happen sooner than when we reschedule the next ones. So we'll say we have data delay. So we'll say archery data delay initial. Actually, no, we'll just say archery data delay equals. So the first one will be. The first one will be the delay between. So 25 seconds plus 15 seconds. Not 25 plus 15 plus 15. Because if we waited that full duration, then we wouldn't be able to display that screen in time. I mean, we kind of could, but no, it should be like shortly. It should be slightly less than that. So let's say, so it'll be archery tableau durations index 1 plus or index 0 plus index 1 plus index 2 minus like 5. Like we'll just have that data ready 5 seconds in advance, because that'd be 50 seconds. So even with a 50-second stream delay, you'd be a little bit out of luck. It's still, so the thing about this stream delay is that you could still participate in the event. You just would have very little chance of actually hitting your target. You'd have like a 1 in 7 shot of hitting your target. Could be worse, right? All right, so that's fine. And then yeah, what are the subsequent oh. Yeah, and so then the subsequent two are actually the full duration. So the subsequent two are actually so it'll be like index 0 plus index 1 plus index 2 plus index 3 period. Because we offset the first one by -5, and the first one reschedules the next ones, then the next two can be plus archery TV durations index 3. Yeah, the next two can just be the full duration, and it'll still happen 5 seconds too soon, or 5 seconds in advance. So I'll just say equals 0, and then I'll say archery data delay index 2 equals archery data delay index 1. Okay, so yeah, so we use archery data delay index whatever. I mean, I guess I didn't have to set it up like that, but whatever. So archery data delay. Okay, and then so we'll use this for when we're scheduling, or copy this. We'll use this when we're scheduling archery data process. All right, so instead of using archery, not archery data duration, we'll also use archery. Oops, no. Archery data delay index 0, and because this is the first one, this is the first one that we're scheduling, and then the next ones that we schedule will be archery data delay index 1. I guess I don't need that index 2. So I might as well get rid of that. Yeah, I thought I was going to be doing it in part of a loop because there are 3 iterations, so I figured I would need the duration specified 3 times over, but no, not really. Okay. So, good. And so now, right, so now archery Tableau we need to say global archery data delay probably, or we don't. I don't know. I still don't understand when you do or don't need to say global with Python, because it doesn't make sense. There's like, hey, should this make sense? And they're like, nah. Why make it make sense? Okay, and then right, so the Tableau, so let's go to Tableau, special mode, Tableau, right, because right now we're just using the Tableau duration, but let's change this to, wait a second, what are we doing? Oh, yes, okay. So this is a special case where we use the duration to set the position of the scene in the scrolling long view Tableau. So for this, we're going to use our new value, wait, what? No, archery Tableau durations index. This is Tableau 1, so we'll use duration 1. And then, so what is this? This is, okay, yeah, this is just, okay. So actually, we're going to move this up. We're going to move this up, here. Because we're setting the duration. No, it was in the right place. Because we're setting the duration not based on what the previous Tableau had been, but what the current Tableau's duration should be. So we've changed the Tableau at this point, the Tableau value. So we can say archery Tableau durations index special mode Tableau. Yes. Okay. And then I don't know. And then that works, I guess. And then excuse me. So what do we want to do with stuff and whatnot? Like, what haven't we set up yet? Okay, so we still don't have like the initialization for the for like when we get that. Yeah, we're still not setting up the event correctly in the first place. So right, so we still need to go to event status. Right, so the case one. So right, so right now we're just saying archery aim position. Right, we're just initializing the bow position and the winds, which is good, but we will want to. We're not even doing anything with these values yet. So yeah, let's what is the other stuff that what all do we do to set up for the first Tableau? Well, I guess it'll be, yeah, so we can take a hint from what we're doing when we change the SM Tableau. Right, because the things that we do here, no, this is what we do during the Tableau. Well, I mean, this will be a hint. So we have to, yeah, we set up the aim target, the flag, yeah, hands, archery aim flag and anim. Oh yeah, right. Because the flag is still. We still only have like one flag. We need 5 different versions of the flag, and oh, okay. Aim target. We're just using TB start. The flag doesn't move. And the target doesn't move. No, it's the hands, right? Okay, so we're using, yeah. So archery aim position. Archery aim position. That's what we have to be setting based on. Oh wait. No, it's this -15. This is what we have to be setting, based on those variables that we now have. So archery. Oh, okay. So it'll be. Oh, and we don't even have. You're right. We don't even have that like math set up yet either. So so this will be like archery aim offset index. Oh, we should keep track of which round it is. Because we send through like those data points. We send all 3 data points up front, and so to know which data point to use at any given time, we need to know which round it is. So it'll be archery aim offset index, AR round. So that's another thing that we have to initialize. So archery aim offset index AR round. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So AR round has to be a thing. Archery aim offset has to be a thing. Doo-doo-doo. So archery